Hey guys, so this is something of an update video. Loads of stuff's been going on and there's quite a lot of stuff coming in the future, so I feel like I should do just a quick video to sort of explain what's coming out on this channel in the future and what's happening with me. So for a variety of reasons which I won't go into right now, but I will in the future, my funding for my PhD at Oxford disappeared, but fortunately I was lucky enough to get funding and a place to study for a PhD here, where I am now, at the University of Exeter. My PhD is in pretty much exactly the same thing that I would have been doing in Oxford, which is the dynamical coupling of the troposphere and stratosphere, and that's something which I'm going to be making videos about in the future, but I need to learn more about it before I can do something really comprehensive. In essence, it's to do with how the troposphere, which is the lowest part of the atmosphere, the bit which we breathe, the bit which has our weather in, interacts with the next layer up of the atmosphere, which is the stratosphere. People used to think that they weren't very connected to one another, but there's a lot of behaviour in the stratosphere which affects what happens in the troposphere and vice versa. Concurrent to that change in plan then, the biggest change which has happened to me has been that I am now in Exeter, which is a really, really nice place. I visited once before, quite a long time ago, so it was kind of like really jumping in the deep end without any idea what to expect when I moved here. But the uni is very different from Oxford. The most important difference is the fact that the University of Exeter is not collegiate like Oxford is. So everyone is in one big melting pot and they're not separated by colleges like St Peter's or Christ Church or Merton or whatever. What this means is that the central facilities which the university has here are significantly better most of the time than Oxford's facilities, because things like, for example, sport tend to be divided up on a college basis in Oxford, whereas here we have a fantastic £6.5 million gym which was just completed. I'm very lucky to be here now actually, because loads of building work's just finished, so my accommodation block is pretty much brand new. The central library is brand new, the sports facilities are brand new, and the forum, which is like the university's, I guess, like focal point, it's got the great hall that you graduate in, it's got the library and it's got a supermarket and the student union and all that kind of stuff in. That's brand new. The other difference is that while Oxford kind of looks something like this, Exeter is more like this. And in order to get anywhere, in order to get to the campus in the morning, I have to go up this thing called Cardiac Hill, which is so called because you have a heart attack whenever you go up it. But it is a lovely city, and the people here are really, really nice. I'm really, really happy. I've got involved in quite a few student societies already. The History Society, even though I do physics and I'm very scientifically minded, I've always found the humanities and history in particular to be very interesting. So the History Society did a trip to the set of medieval tunnels which exist underneath Exeter.
How tall are you, Simon?
I'm 6'4". However, right now I'm about 4'8".
I've also joined the Campus Cinema Society, so one of the many facilities which the central campus has here is a student-run cinema, and I love it so much. They're showing 2 films a week, and if you're a member, it's £2 for a ticket. And it's completely run by students. They don't have a digital projection system, which I think is my favourite thing about the whole thing. It's not a digital projector, it's those old-fashioned celluloid reels that are like 4 foot across, and then there's a xenon lamp behind them, which projects it onto the screen, which I don't know, I really quite like. But just having a cinema 10 minutes walk away, which costs £2, is not bad. The thing which I got most involved in, however, here is the a cappella society. So I mentioned in my Life and Letters tag video that I sang previously, and I sang in a barbershop group. Here I successfully, amazingly, auditioned for 2 of the a cappella groups in the university. The Madrigals, who are a group that do medieval music, well, not quite medieval music, it tends to be more like 16th century, 17th century maybe kind of music, which is really fun. And the other group is called Harmonics. They're kind of like the general classical group. There are like 7 or so different groups in the university, just a cappella groups, but which do different material, and that's just the stuff which I find most interesting to sing, the classical stuff and the medieval stuff. So probably there's going to be some footage on YouTube at some point of me singing, and I'm going to be horrendously embarrassed. Speaking of the Madrigals, the wonderful MD, Jenny, of the group, is going to be taking part in Movember. Now, some of you may remember that I took part in Movember last year, in which I looked seriously creepy. But because she's a girl, she has to kind of aid things along. So Jenny, for the entire month of November, is going to be wearing a fake moustache. There is a donation page, which I have put on the screen and in the description. If you would like to support this frankly bonkers idea, then you're very, very welcome to. The reason I'm here, though, of course, is to work on climate physics. Anyone who follows me on Twitter, which is @SimonOxPhys, if you'd like to, will know that I've been recently wrestling with trying to program a climate model of my own, teaching myself Python, which is the programming language that the Met Office now uses for its climate models. So I was trying to make a very crude climate model using that language as a method of teaching it to myself. And I'm probably going to end up posting quite a few videos on the stuff which I'm researching. Specifically, I have been looking at a theory called potential vorticity theory, which I will need to make a video about. Wow, that actually really worked. In short, it's a theory which allows you to trace where parcels of air in the atmosphere have come from, so specifically whether they've come from the lower atmosphere or the upper atmosphere, and work out their kinematics, so how they evolve over time, dependent on a quantity which we call the potential vorticity, which is related to how a fluid spins, but I'm going to need to make a video. The other video, which is going to be coming out very soon, is of my graduation. So I am now officially an Oxford graduate, and I graduated with a load of other people from my college in the Sheldonian Theatre. I'm not going to talk about it anymore because that is a whole video in itself, and there's some important stuff I want to say. But as proof, lastly, the Exvlog project, which is a continuation of my vlogs from last year, is now up and running. We have had 5 vlogs already on the channel, and a large number of subscribers have joined. Things are really, really kicking off. So go and check out youtube.com/Exvlog for the actual videos. And if you would like to like us on Facebook, we're at facebook.com/Exvlog, where we will post every video that is uploaded so you don't miss anything. And we're probably going to be doing some more interesting stuff on the Facebook as well. I'm really, really excited to see where this project goes. I think it's going to be really, really useful to applicants, and I think it might change the way the universities think about access, which is really exciting. But I think that's quite enough frivolity for one video. Sorry, this is probably going to end up being really long and boring, and not at all what you signed up to this channel for. Sorry about that, but I will be coming up with some more videos soon about my graduation, about the work which I'm doing, and probably just a few sciencey, mathsy type videos which I just think will be cool. So please stick around for those. Oh Jesus, I hope the microphone's on. Yeah!